Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. Recently we've had a series dedicated to the possible demon units for the Demons of Chaos. However, through that series we never discussed the Lords and Heroes, mostly because I wanted to divide it into its own separate series of work so we could deep dive into the Lords and Heroes options specifically. As today we've covered a possible Slaanesh legendary lord, it only makes sense that we look over the possible lord and hero choices for Slaanesh in this video too. Before we begin, it's important to note that the Demons of Chaos as a whole had a large variety of different lords and heroes options. However, as it looks like we're going into a monogod situation, these options will obviously be split into their own respective gods. So there's not that much to play around with, yet the roster can still be filled out rather nicely. Let's begin with the first and only hero choice for Slaanesh, the Herald of Slaanesh. The Herald of Slaanesh is, as expected, another demonette of Slaanesh, just a fairly powerful one when compared to the standard ones. On the tabletop, you were able to play around with it in a few ways. Its baseline form is that of a melee hero, but it could also be upgraded to be a spellcaster, where you had the option of either the Lore of Slaanesh or the Lore of Shadow. So already we have the framework of 3 different heroes. A melee variant, a Lore of Shadows variant, and a Lore of Slaanesh variant. Now on the tabletop, upgrading your Herald to a spellcaster would cost you points, so sometimes upgrading your Herald to be a spellcaster was clearly not worth it. Maybe just a basic melee variant was all you needed. Of course, in Total War Warhammer, things are a bit different, and you're not restricted by points. So it is more than likely that you will mostly focus around the spellcaster variant than the basic melee. While it's likely that the melee variant will be used as a common agent, doing the usual sabotage, assassinating and so on, to make them more useful in the battlefield, it could be that Creative Assembly could have a special skill tree only available to the melee variant. This could either buff up the Herald itself, making it more of a mid-tier fighter similar to that of an assassin, or have some minor buffs towards the demon units themselves. However, the buffs themselves should be relatively minor, or else then it would be overly abused with way too many heralds, and next thing you know you have a bunch of demonettes running around doing as much damage as, say, demon princes for example. Heralds of Slaanesh themselves had 3 possible different mount options: the Exalted Seeker Chariot, the Standard Seeker Chariot, and that of the Steed of Slaanesh. However, once again in regards to the melee variant, they could also possibly have a unique mount just for themselves. I'm of course talking about the Hellflayer of Slaanesh. Many of us are expecting for that chariot to already be implemented, so it would fit the melee variant rather well. Of course, that's all we can say about the hero options, so now we'll move on to lords. Our first possible lord choice is obviously the Keeper of Secrets, Slaanesh's greater demons. On the left is how the Keeper of Secrets used to look in Warhammer Fantasy, but it's more than likely that we're probably going to see its new and updated form, which is on the right now. Either way, it's pretty safe to say that we're going to see the Keeper of Secrets, as we've already seen the Keeper of Secrets on the trailer for the announcement of Warhammer 3. The Keeper of Secrets is a large, monstrous character, and as the same as the Heralds, it can be either a melee or a melee caster hybrid. Again, the Keeper of Secrets has access to the Lore of Slaanesh or the Lore of Shadow, so already we have 3 different variants. Now the thing is that there's not much to discuss in regards to the Keeper of Secrets. It's built to do damage outright, but it's likely that people will focus around the spellcaster variants because, well, who wouldn't? With that, it does make sense once again to use my suggestion for the Heralds, giving some specific buffs towards the melee variant in an effort to make them much more appealing to the player. Though let's be honest with ourselves, a lot of us are going to use the spellcasters regardless. The Keeper of Secrets obviously has no mount option, so let's move on to the next possible lord choice. I'm of course referring to the Demon Prince. Demon Princes are former mortals who have achieved demonhood. They are now more powerful than ever before and have forsaken their former lives in an effort to serve their Dark Master. Again, this is another Lord character which would have 3 variants, either a full melee variant or a melee caster hybrid with either the Law of Shadows or the Law of Slaanesh. They're powerful in melee combat as can be expected, and the difference between the Demon Princes and the Keeper of Secrets is that they can also be upgraded with wings. Meaning that for the Demons of Slaanesh, this might be the only Lord option that has a mount, so to speak. Here's hoping that the Demons of Slaanesh will be able to have a Lord option with wings and be able to fly, as of course the large majority of Slaanesh's forces is quite quick. Most of it is focused around fast-moving infantry or extremely fast-moving cavalry and chariots. So obviously a flying lord that would be able to keep up with said armies would be very beneficial, as naturally you would want to make use of any benefits that Demon Prince may have towards your armies. Now, there is one more possible lord option in regards to the Demons of Slaanesh. I'm of course referring to the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. This, of course, is a Keeper of Secrets, but much more powerful physically, and also when making use of the winds of magic. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets was introduced in Warhammer Fantasy in the Storm of Magic supplement book for 8th edition Warhammer Fantasy. Now, how these exalted demons worked were they were vastly superior and had access to some extra spells. The spells themselves were fairly powerful, as this was an expansion focused around magic. Every single law of magic ended up getting new spells, so it could be that an Exalted Keeper of Secrets could be implemented, and if you had one that was a Law of Slaanesh caster or a Law of Shadows caster, they would have access to their basic law, but also have access to the Storm of Magic spells. Now, Exalted Greater Demons are supposed to be extremely powerful, the closest representation to their patron deity themselves. So perhaps recruitment of Exalted Greater Demons, such as the Exalted Keeper of Secrets, could be implemented in a limited form, say for example, raising up your god's power in a certain way. The more you dominate over the realms of chaos, the more specific power your god will have. That would be in the form of some sort of currency, and through there you would be able to recruit an Exalted Keeper of Secrets. Or maybe in some form of greater ritual, very similar to how you work around the vortex, but as soon as you trigger it, the other chaos gods will begin to act against you. This is one thing of the great game. There's not really too much to discuss in regards to the Demons of Slaanesh, which is the reason why I decided to do the Demons of Slaanesh first. Whereas the other gods of chaos have a few extra differences when in regards to their lords and heroes options. I assure you that this little series is not going to be a generic copy-paste of the script and then just changing some names around. Don't you worry, there is a method to my madness. But what do you guys think about the possible lords and heroes choices for the Demons of Chaos? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and let's start a bit of a discussion. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.